Welcome to PTSD Self-Healing Show, a journey to self-discovery. I'm your host, Panta Kalhor. Episode 9, Releasing Emotional Traumas from the Unconscious Mind through Source Memory Healing with Edith B.Kiss, spiritual healer and life coach. Please subscribe to Panta Kalhor Transition channel and pre-order my book Naturally Conceived through Amazon. Thank you for watching. Welcome to PTSD Self-Healing Show. I'm your host Panta Kalhor. PTSD recovery has lots of methods around it, and it's not only one method. There are lots of healers, there are lots of psychologists and therapists that can help you to go through this together. And you probably heard about Reiki, you probably heard about karma healing, but here I have someone called Edith B.Kiss, and she actually worked as a Reiki healer and a Sekhem healer and source memory healing. So, but for some of you, these concepts are so new as for me as well. So I really wish to know about these concepts and how she could help others to recover from PTSD. I'm so happy to have you here, Edith. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting. And
Yes.
I'm always happy to talk about these tools, these techniques, because so many people has no idea that they can actually finish their struggles, finish their illnesses, and pains, and then they can actually be again joyful and happy with these techniques.
Yes, perfect. So tell me about yourself first, and how did you end up to become coach? And did you already have this problem like PTSD, and did you help yourself to recover from it?
Yeah, so when I met with first I started with Reiki, and it was like 16 years ago. I had panic attacks, and then actually like how the panic attacks works is also trauma, which is actually caused it. But when we're talking about post-trauma things, like we think that the trauma which already causing the illness is the trauma which was the root, but is not actually the root. The trauma which caused the illness, the root is from childhood or the womb of your mother, or maybe from previous life. And then it's like piling up through attracted events, and then how you react for that attractive events is when actually at the point, like you get to that point when it's become an illness. So might you think that, okay, this trauma caused me to get sick, but that's not the reality. The reality is that you had so much other traumas before, like starting from childhood, and when it's piled up to that level, then you started to experience mental or physical illnesses. So we can't really know what was the trauma which initiated it, because it's not the trauma where you first felt it physically in your body, it was much earlier. So
Did you have the trauma?
So when I got the panic attack, it was because I was in a foreign country. I was alone, and then I had some strange feelings in my body, and I was like a hypochonder. I started to imagine like, oh, I'm heart attack or whatever you're having. Anyway, but I'm sure about that I started to having panic attacks not because of that experience, but because I used to have similar experiences from my childhood, which I didn't know, or I didn't know it's connected, at that time. And then I said, yeah, okay, I got the panic attacks because of this event, but that wasn't the reality. So what is happened that I got introduced to a Reiki master, and then she started to heal me. And then after I was like thinking, okay, it's a very good tool to actually heal myself and help others. So I was practicing it as well. I started to do Reiki 1, and then a year later Reiki 2. I did the certificates, but I was always using it as like a hobby in the beginning. Like I was a petroleum engineer, so I was working in the oil business as an engineer, sometimes on the fields, but then in the office work, 9 to 5. And then I had also children. So it was like a hobby, where like a sanctuary where I went away just for a couple of days or a retreat to learn something more, something new, like using my sixth sense, you know. Or I was also helping out in family constellation therapies when we were solving like family karmas or other issues in the family. And so during those time, I was more focusing on my engineering work, and this was a hobby. And then what happened is that uh, I was overwhelmed. I overworked myself because as I went up on the ladder, you know, the corporate career ladder, I had more and more responsibility, more stress and more work. And then actually I realized that I spent not enough time with my children, and then I felt overwhelmed. And then I said, okay, that's it. I want to have a break. So actually, I took. I actually quit my job, and then I packed up my family. That time, my husband and my children, and we went to New Zealand, and we wanted to actually settle there because I heard of the work-life balance is better, whatever. But I was already a Reiki master that time, so I did my Reiki master certificate before we left because I had no idea if I come back or not, and then I wanted to do it with the same master. So, and then when I went to New Zealand, there we had lots of time to be together.
Sorry, where have you been?
New Zealand.
No, before New Zealand?
In Hungary.
Hungary. Oh, okay.
And also in the Netherlands. So I was working in Hungary first and in Europe, in many countries. And then we moved also to Netherlands for a while because I was working for Shell. And then we moved back to Hungary, and then we moved to New Zealand. And in New Zealand, we spent 7 months, and it was like an amazing 7 months, spending lots of time with the children in a nice area. And then I also had lots of time to healing myself. So I used that time, like 6 months, to heal myself with the strongest Reiki master signs. And then eventually, after 6 months, I started to have some spiritual awakenings, like bigger than before, you know. And then that was when I started to lose weight because I couldn't eat certain food anymore, like unhealthy foods, like for example, like milk products, you know, and white flour. And so I got like a deep programming in my brain. So anyway, from that point, I lost like 20 kilos in 10 months. Because of those, you know, because I changed my dietary, because I changed my diet. And then I also started to move a bit more because I was lighter. It was easier, of course. So because of that whole transformation started, we moved back to Europe, but we moved back to Hungary, but I didn't go back to corporate anymore. I was a contractor. I worked on my time schedule, you know, when I wanted, where I wanted. So already started to feel like more liberated, more happy, you know. And then because also my body changed and I opened up more, I just realized that as an engineer, I was living in a box, you know, like when you don't know about anything else because you're doing just that work. But as soon as
Exactly. That's the same thing I felt when I work as a software engineer. I understand.
yeah, and then suddenly the world opens up, and then you see the digital marketing, the cryptocurrency, the everything which is like all available, like opportunities. And so and then I started to feel like I want to help more to people as well. And then I started to practice like meditations, but that time wasn't the same as I'm doing now. It was like just the beginning. And then I also felt like I don't know my path. I was still struggling, you know, like engineering or healing, engineering or healing. It was like 4 years ago. And then I joined a life coaching, how can I say, training? Yeah, a life coach training with 2 life coaches from Satori Prime there in the US, 2 brothers. And I was with them for a whole year. And I actually, in that whole year, my vision got cleared, you know. And then it was also the year when I met with the Karma Guru in Hungary, because in that time I was in Hungary, and the Indian Karma Guru came to Budapest for a training. And I was just invited to translate, you know, the program and translate the booklets. I wasn't about like to join, or I didn't know about it, you know, what it is. And then I thought, and when you are a Reiki master, you are able to heal, a lot. And then I thought like it's the top of my career in healing, And then when I got there, and then at first I heard this Samadhi meditation, I was like, wow. And then I heard the mindfulness he's teaching, about the subconscious reprogramming, and then how we need to focus on the positives. I felt like home, I felt like finally I'm with people who I'm thinking the same, Then so I was very great to be in that place. And I was there for like a couple of hours. I didn't take the course. I was like a couple of hours, but already the world started to change around me. Suddenly some messages was coming to me, and then I was like, started to open up my purpose, like what I have to do. And then like breadcrumbs, when the God putting down breadcrumbs and you're picking it up, and more it's getting clear your way. So already from that meditation. And then I was again invited to translate the guru's healing to a Hungarian person, because they didn't speak English. And the source memory healing, when you do it, you communicate continually with the client. So I had to like translate like 1.5 and 2 hour sessions. And it was again an amazing opportunity to see how the guru itself is healing, And then eventually I had the clear vision that I have to move to London to heal people. That was the message, And then I left my husband, I divorced, and then I took my 2 children with me. So we came to London, it was 2018. And then I established my healing business. And and then I also finished the course actually before we left. So in May, I finished the course, the advanced and the first course and the advanced course. And then I came here as already a karma healer and the Reiki master. And that's how I started my healing business, because I had the clear vision after doing Samadhi meditation. When you do Samadhi meditation, you actually activate your pineal gland and your third eye. So you see more clearly your future, your purpose. So when people have blocked their third eye, that means that they are fearful and they can't see clearly the future or the vision, they don't believe, they are more fearful. Yeah. So when people is feeling uncertain or feeling fear towards the future, it means that their third eye is blocked actually. And then I think that's what happened to me, that my third eye opened through this meditation. And that's why I started
so
to see.
let's just go step by step. You have
Okay.
lots of knowledge about different things, but yeah. All right. How Reiki and karma healing can help PTSD patients?
What I realized about these two process, that Reiki is, with Reiki you need more time, because it's actually raising your vibration, and your self-healing starts with Reiki. And but you need to be conscious every day, not ruining back that high vibration, because when the Reiki master, Reiki practitioner raise your vibration, then next day you start to think negative again, you lower your vibration. So that's why it's like, and you need to be conscious, always keep your vibration high, because that's when actually the healing is gonna have the best effect. So the Reiki, if you already have like severe illness or severe depression, then you need a lot of Reiki healing, not like just 1, 2, or 3. Like when you have a little anxiety, or a little stress, then 3 Reiki healing is fine for a while, if you can keep yourself conscious, but if you have a severe depression, or severe issues or addictions, you need a lot of Reiki healing. So that's what I realized with the Samadhi meditation and source memory healing, that it's much more powerful and the results are more effective. Like the whole healing is like, the sessions are much more powerful than Reiki. And that's why.
Okay, hang on again. So you talk about Reiki. What exactly Reiki do? Like, do you do energy healing with Reiki?
So the Reiki is when the practitioner invoke the energy from the universe using universal energy or light, how you call it, and then you project it through your hands. So I can do distance healing, or I do face-to-face healing. I prefer distance actually. And then, so when I do face-to-face healing, I use the energy of the practitioner. So I can do distance healing, or I do face-to-face healing. I prefer distance actually. And then, so when I do face-to-face healing, I use the energy of the practitioner. So I can do distance healing, or I do face-to-face healing. I prefer distance actually. And then, so when I you know, like energy is coming from my hands and is going into the client. So what is happening in that time is actually the energies are intelligent, so they know where to go and what to heal in the body. So it's not just raising vibration, but it is actually kind of specific, because many times my clients telling me that, oh, I literally felt like you pulled out something from my head, or I literally felt that my stomach was like waves going around there, and then, you know, like they felt like buzzing here or buzzing there. So wherever they needed, you know, the energy to work on them, it started to work. And that point is, I'm not doing that. I'm not with Reiki. I don't control anything. I'm just a vessel, you know. And then how I am able to, what I was able to help is that bringing myself into a position where I can actually project the most powerful energies. Like, because I'm vegan, I am gluten-free, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, so I'm so pure that I can connect very well, that I can invoke more energy than others. So that's why my Reiki healing is more effective than others. It's like 30 minutes, because the energy after 30 minutes is gone. Because, you know, when the energy field is ready, they gone. So I'm not controlling it. I'm just a vessel. But what I'm saying is, like, since I do Sekhem and since I do the karma healing, my energy healing with the Reiki got much stronger, because I was able to transfer my body for a vessel what is much better for the energies, you know, to work with. And then
Okay, so now
yeah.
get back to karma healing. What is
Okay.
karma healing? When you say karma healing, do you go back to past,
Like
or what do
we
you
call it
do?
karma healing, but the karma healing includes many things. Karma healing can include ancestor defect release. It can include past life relief, or it can include also DNS clearing, or karmic debts release, you know, this kind of thing. But what is the part like I like to use it more is the source memory healing, which is when actually first we need to do Samadhi meditation. That's the most important basic things, because when you do Samadhi meditation, your brain is getting into delta brain waves. When you
So
activate
what is it called? What is it?
Samadhi meditation.
Samadhi meditation. I never
Yeah.
heard about it. That's why I
Yeah.
ask.
So might you heard about transcendental meditation? Because well, I know that the transcendental meditation, they also use the 8th chakra and they also activate pineal gland. And in this meditation also, the Samadhi meditation, we activate not just the 7 chakras, you know, which is in the body, but we activate the 8th chakra as well, which is the soul star chakra. And then we actually invoke the light into your brain, and then we activate the pineal gland. And then when we activate the pineal gland, we are able to bring the brain into delta brain waves. It's like the deepest sleep, but you are not sleeping. So you are still awake. Might you feel a bit dizzy, or you feel a bit sleepier, but it's just your brain waves. You feel so calm, like the chatter finishing, you know, like you have always chatter in your head, or you're always thinking about something. But when you do this meditation, you feel like extreme calmness, like it's emptiness, like wow. And then when you are in that point, that's when we can actually start to communicate with your unconscious mind. Because, you know, the mind is like, you have the conscious mind, you have the subconscious, and then you have the unconscious. So like your conscious mind is about like 10%, your subconscious mind is about 90%, and then the unconscious is like 1 or 2%. And then what is in the conscious mind is your goals, your activities, your analytical thinking. You know, when you need to think something through, that's what you do with your conscious mind. And then you have the subconscious mind, when you are actually have your habits, your belief systems, your fears, your memories. And then the unconscious mind is which holding your guilt, your shame, your sorrows, your grief, and your traumas. So we need to go to the unconscious to release the traumas. And then that's what we do, is like when you are in Samadhi, you actually ask your unconscious mind that, okay, this is my issue now. I feel anxious, I feel fearful, I feel worried, I feel this, I feel that. Please bring me back to the memories, or collect the memories and bring me back where I had these same emotions. So then you're gonna see the memory coming into your mind, and then you see the memory that you are there. Maybe you are 2 years old, or maybe you are in the womb of your mom, you know, or maybe you are in a past life. That also happens to my clients. And then we see the circumstances, we see who you are with, you actually talking to me, you saying like, okay, I see my mom or dad, we're doing this, we're doing that. And then we need to actually again find the emotions in that memory, and then we can release it. So then I help to release, and then we can actually make a closure on that memory, and then we step to the next memory. So usually a session is about like 5-6 memories clearing from the same emotional issue, and it's 1-2 hours is the session. And it's very powerful. Next day, people sometimes feel a bit fatigued, and they need relaxation, a lot of water, because actually we're releasing cell level issues. We're clearing cell level, we're clearing DNA level. And it's a bit sometimes exhausting for the body. That's why I like to mix it with Reiki. So in my transformation packages, I also offer Reiki with the karma healing together. So I start with Reiki to bring the patient into a level where they already feel positive, you know, and then their body is more energized, more cleared, you know, from some blockages. And then we go into the karma healing, and then it's much easier for them, the karma healing, when we do Reiki before. It's not, they don't have negative effects about it then.
That's good that you know all of them. You know when you can use it, when you can customize it. That's perfect. So is PTSD recoverable?
I believe that with source memory healing, yes. Because also with my panic attacks, I can tell you that I did the Reiki, and I was a Reiki master, and I was Reikiing myself. I still had attacks sometimes. It maybe get less and more controllable, but I still got attacks. But when I did the sessions with the karma healing, I got healed. So that was a much deeper relief, and then much, how can I say, profound technique to release it.
So you say source memory healing, right?
Yeah.
So is it really, and you work with karma healing together? How does it work together, like source memory healing with karma
It's
healing?
just my guru called this process source memory healing, but it's I could say it's the same as karma healing, but he called this as a source memory healing. Karma healing is a bit extra. As I said, it includes other choices. As for example, in karma healing, we also love to do the ancestor defect meditation, which is a separate meditation when we release ancestors from our aura and the effect of ancestors of our life, and then from our DNA, the belief systems and everything. Because many times you don't know why, but you can't even do what you love to do. You just feel blocked, you just feel stuck, and then it's because of the ancestors defect. And as soon as I start to meditate with the people, and they start to do the ancestor defect meditation, suddenly they are again open to do the things they love, you know. And I had, for example, clients with addiction issues, and then when they did this meditation, after they just started to live much clearer, much better. They didn't drink that much, and then they started to live for their purpose, you know. And then other thing is the karmic.
Sorry, what is ancestor healing?
Ancestor healing is, you can imagine everybody has lots of ancestors, like from thousands of years, you know, and then those ancestors sometimes die in situations when they were in sudden death in a battlefield, you know, or whenever. And when you die in a sudden death, the soul doesn't know how to leave your body. So the soul sometimes is still around here. They're not released to light. So we need to help them to go to light. And this meditation is actually help them to go to light. And until they are not helped to go to light, they are around and they're bothering the people of the family who are alive. And then what is mean bothering is they don't want to do anything bad. They just want to be acknowledged. They just want to be acknowledged and helped, but people don't know how to help them. So when, for example, you lose a family member and then you pray for them, right? That's a very good thing. You need to pray, you need to put out candles, you need to give them all the gratitude, and all of these things to help them to go to light. And then when you don't do that, or when you don't do it profoundly, then they stick around, they hear, and they need help. And that's what also some other spiritual people can do, like helping for spirits to go to light who's stuck here on earth, because they bothering the people who's alive still in their family, and then they block them from happiness. They causing sometimes issues. And that's one thing. That's what we can release with this meditation. And then it also in your DNA, you carrying all the effects, all the belief system what they had, like, for example, probably that in family line you can inherit like the cancer, or you can inherit different illnesses, like the granddad had the same illness, then the dad had the same illness, and the child had the same illness, because it's in your DNA, and then it's coming from your ancestors. And it's not just because your chromosomes and stuff like that. It's because of the belief system, because how they operate. So when how the certain way they react for things, you see it how your father does, then you do the same way. And then when you get into these beliefs, when you experiencing the same belief system and you live with the same habits, obviously you get into the same situation, right? So because you see that your father is smoking, and then you also a smoker, or he doesn't do any sport and you doesn't do any sport. So it's like or actually also about the emotions, like how they react to in certain situations. You react the same way because that's what you saw in your family, and then your reactions over in your environment is causing the emotional issues, and the emotional issues is causing the blockages in your chakras. And that's what how actually, because the chakras are connected to your glands. Every chakra in your body, your 7 chakras is all connected to glands, and then when they are blocked, they actually blocking the glands to produce sufficient hormones into your body, so your well-being is in jeopardize, So that's what Reiki is actually helps, and the Samadhi meditation helps to deblock the chakras, to let it flow, the life energy flows through you freely. And then that's when you feel more empowered, more joyful, more liberated. So that's why I like to combine all of these things, because I tried it on myself, and then I realized that I need all of them to be healthy and happy.
That's good. So what about the triggers? What do you do when like PTSD patients always have triggered and they have to confront?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that until you don't clean the issue with source memory healing, you're gonna get triggers, because that's you attract all over and over again until you actually don't confront with it, like profoundly. You don't go deep into the unconscious mind to release it. So definitely, yeah, like when you have triggers, it's very hard. You need to deal with it, and then until you don't release it from your unconscious, then it's gonna come, because you're gonna attract it all the time. You're gonna piling it up.
So in other meanings, it means we have to, in other words, it means we have to process the trauma.
We need to go back. We need to go back to the roots.
Yes, exactly. Other than that, like one of the problem with PTSD survivors is that, like, I had PTSD as well. Like, I didn't know that I had it, but I had a bad accident and it repeated in my mind all the time. But one of the things is some people even don't talk about it. They try to keep silent, and they try to avoid it. But when they confront triggers, then it's happened again and again. Yeah. So they may be silent for years and nothing happened to them, but the same, similar event happened to them, and then again, this
you could like, if you are extremely conscious, and then if you are able to how can I say, even to able to be away from those kind of things that trigger you, that's fine, but it's extremely difficult, I'm sure, because might you got triggered from noise, then might you moving to the mountains or what, you know, like then you need to go away from everyone. If you got triggered from crowd or crowded people, you know, or some harsh noises, then you need to move out to I don't know, a barn, not to actually experience that. So it's very hard not to get the triggers, because they are the part of your life what actually triggered you. Like, and then how can you be sure that you're getting into a relationship when you're not getting the triggers? Is that's why you attracting, actually that's why you get triggers, because you're attracting over and over again the same events to say like,
I follow you.
hello,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
hello, you need to release it, you need to release it, you're gonna get this until you don't release it. So you can't
exactly.
really
I
go
like that.
away from your triggers.
Yes, I like that. All right. Do you have any program, any website, freebies for my audience?
Yeah, so my website is, my name is Edith B.Kiss, editbkiss.com. And on my website, I always write blogs. So there are some useful information in my blogs. And I have lots of programs, which is actually, they can book it from my website. Freebies, I have on Facebook. So also in my Facebook, I am Edith B.Kiss. So it's easy to find it. And I have a Facebook group, and it's the Healing Emotional Traumas. It's called Healing Emotional Traumas dash Karma Healing Samadhi Meditation. And you can actually ask me to let you into the group, because in the group I have free meditations, free Samadhi meditations, free ancestral defect meditations, and also free manifesting meditations. Now is coming the full moon, and then it's and when you have new moon, I always use these meditations, these manifestation meditations. And I have also posts there to explain how this works, you know, the meditations, how to prepare for these meditations. So it's very, very useful. Things are there, yes, but people can already use to get more healthy.
Yeah, thank you so much. So do you have your recommendation, your last words, especially for people who are living in COVID? I know there are lots of PTSD and post-trauma issues. Even after this COVID is going to happen to many people, because they are isolated. They don't know where to go. They cannot even keep, they cannot even connect with their families, you know.
So
How can we do it? Yeah.
yeah, what I recommend is actually, yeah, I'm sure everybody is saying that stay positive, stay positive. Okay, how to do that? Connect with your family and with your friends through Zoom, through calls, you know, through telephone or video or WhatsApp. Just get connected all the time. Talk to them. My mom is more than 80 years old and she's in another country, but we still call each other on Messenger nearly every day, you know, and then we talk like half an hour. So because otherwise she would be alone. So it's possible to actually get connected, staying connected through the Wi-Fi, you know, through messengers. That's one thing which I really recommend. The other thing is that so your present is not determined by your past. Your present is determined by your future. If you are actually looking forward to a positive event in the future, then you are more likely to be happy right now. So when plan something ahead and put some goals, write down your what you want to reach or dreams. I mean, to dream, it's a very beautiful thing, it's a very good thing. And then I recommend, especially now this weekend that we're gonna have this full moon, and so to write down your goals. Everyone should have goals more than what they're doing that day. They should have a goal. They should have a goal about relationship goal or financial goal or just lifestyle goal. Put down your goals and then put down what can you do to reach them. Might you are unable to reach your dreams, but you can make like closer goals, like which are not big as your dream, but your dream, you can put it on a vision board, like put out a vision board with your vacation or with your loved one, or something what is your big dream, what you want to see every day on the wall. But then put baby steps, like goals for yourself, what you want to do every day to reach your goals. If you want to get a new job, or if you want to travel somewhere, or move somewhere, and then start to work towards that, like look into the internet, find solutions, talk about it with people, that, oh, I have this idea and that idea. Don't talk about it to people who is negative. Talk about it with people who's actually supporting you, because then they're gonna come to you like, oh, that's a silly thing, then you're gonna get again down. So don't talk about it with people who's not positive, then just keep it for yourself if you don't have positive
I
energy.
totally follow you. Yes, exactly. Especially
Yeah,
when you have bigger dreams that is very big for others, they always downgrade you. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
better you don't
cutting your
talk to
cutting
them.
your wings cutting
Yeah,
your
yeah,
wings,
yeah.
and then you can't fly. So obviously that's my recommendation, that what can take you forward from your day, and that can make your day much better, if you look forward something great. You maybe book an event with someone, or you call a friend and say, look, we have a lockdown here actually in London, so we can't even meet in places, but we can. I already booked an event with a friend, like, look, when the lockdown is over, it's gonna be actually in 6 days, then we're gonna meet. And then I'm looking forward to that thing, like, oh, I'm gonna meet with her finally. So, and this kind of things is stimulating you positively. Because if you're always thinking about the past, like, oh, what happened to me, oh, I can't overcome it, or no, past cut. Always think about the future. Build your future. Build your
Yes,
future.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Edith, for being here and be part of the show. I wish you lots of luck,
Thank
especially
you so much.
for this coming holiday.
Thank
And
you.
yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was also a pleasure for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.